Viewers, this is the continuation of part 1 of radar Sire class PSC question. So viewers, from radar there are some more questions you have to know. That is the stabilizer, you see, ground stabilizer and C stabilizer. Okay, so you see here now is ground stabilizer. Okay, GND means ground. R stabilizer is also GND means ground. Okay, so you can change this one. You see, just click on here, water. Now you see C stabilizer. Click one more time. Now speed coming from log. Guys, you see here the R stabilizer is C. Okay, so you have to understand this one. Okay guys, you have to know how to change, and in coastal area or in port area you have to put in ground stabilizer. Okay, remember ground stabilizer. Okay, and remember ground stabilizer is for anti-grounding purpose and C stabilizer is for anti-collision purpose. Okay, so you have to keep at least one radar in ground stabilizer and another radar you can keep in C stabilizer, and you can explain to your inspector. Okay, so remember this ground stabilizer and C stabilizer, and I will make one more separate videos for this topic in full details. Okay, so remember this one, guys. And guys, there are some more question that this your radar is a critical equipment, so you should have at least one spare magnetron, like for S band and for X band, at least one spare magnetron you should have. Remember. Okay, you see this is magnetron. See this is a magnet, so you see this is magnetron is written here, magnetron. Okay, so remember this one. So at least one magnetron you should have. Okay, remember this also. Okay, so remember guys, S band and X band you should have at least one spare magnetron on board ship. This because this also the inspector check. Okay guys, there is some more question from radar, like you have to understand what is the difference between X band and S band radar. This question also asked by the Sire inspection time. Like difference is guys, frequency difference. Like this one is 9.3 gigahertz frequency for X band, and that is for S band is 3 gigahertz frequency. Okay, and also for wavelength, like this S band wavelength is 10 cm. Actually this is 7.5 to 15 cm, and this X band is 3 centimeter wavelength. Okay, and normally this is 2.5 to 3.75 centimeter. Okay, so in between, so normally we say this 3 centimeter. So remember this one also this X band radar is good in coastal water. Okay, navigation in close range, this X band is very good. And guys, this S band is good for open sea and long range navigation. Also guys, the carriage requirement, like if the vessel's GRT is 300 or more, this X band is required. Guys, for the S band, if the vessel's GRT is 3000 or more, then this S band is mandatory. Okay, remember guys. This SART is working with the X band radar, but SART is not working with the S band radar. This is also the difference, and here also you have to know that why SART is working with X band radar, because of guys, and the SART frequency and X band frequency is same, because SART is working with the sweeping frequency. So, and guys, the SART is mandatory for X band because the frequency is same. So that's why the SART is working with X band radar, because the frequency is similar. Okay guys, so this one you have to understand guys. And guys, this X band radar is not good for bad weather, like stormy weather, heavy weather. This X band is not good because of the more attenuation, because of the wavelength is small, so attenuation is more. Okay, it could become pulse become weak. Okay, attenuation, that is called attenuation. And guys, for the S band, this is good for bad weather, stormy weather also, because of the wavelength is bigger, 10 cm, so attenuation is less. Okay, remember this one also guys. And guys, the X band resolution is higher and the S band resolution is lower. Guys, this is also the difference. And guys, you know that the X band antenna and S band antenna, I think you know this one, everybody. because of the in Mankia length you will see in the main mast that small one, down one is for the X band and upper one, bigger one is for the S band antenna. So the antenna difference is also the difference, okay, means the size of the antenna is also the difference, okay, remember this one also. And guys, due to the wavelength, means electromagnetic wave is smaller for X band, so echo also coming small for the X band radar, okay. And for the S band, if you notice, the echo is bigger, you will see this one, okay. And guys, there are some more difference also can be that your X band radar can distinguish two small target in small range, but the S band may not, because of the S band may detect in one target, two target, but it can show one target in if it is small different range, okay, means if it is small range, okay, remember this one. There's called another one is called that range discrimination and bearing discrimination. If you know this one, you can understand this one, okay. So that is also difference because of the X band can differentiate two echo in small range, okay, like that. Also guys, the magnetron is also different, small and big magnetron, okay, remember this one also. This S band is smaller power use, means low power use, and the S band is high power use. So guys, there is so many difference can be like this for the X band and S band radar. So if you explain like this to the inspector or to the examiner, that is very good guys, okay, I think. Guys, there is some more question from radar, that is why and which radar is good for coastal navigation and which radar is good for open sea and why. This one also asked by the Sire inspection time. Guys, you know that the X band radar is a high resolution, and the X band radar helps to detect the small target, small object, even a small boy also you can see, and it can distinguish, it can differentiate two object in small range also, okay. So but the S band cannot, because of in the larger wavelength it cannot distinguish the small object, may not, okay. This is also limitation of the radar, S band radar limitation also. So guys, and also this X band radar very much suffer for rain, heavy weather, sea clutter can create more disturbance in X band radar, okay. And if you clear that clutter, you might lose some object, some target, okay. But for the S band radar, this is good in bad weather, in open sea also, for long range detection because of the longer wavelength, longer electromagnetic wave, okay. That's why this S band radar is good for the open sea, also good for in stormy weather, heavy weather also, okay, because of the attenuation also less. And this X band radar, the attenuation is also more because of small wavelength, small electromagnetic wave. But the S band radar, the attenuation is less, okay. So if you remove the clutter, you also can see the targets on your screen, okay. So that's why this X band radar is good for coastal water, but the S band radar is good for open sea. Remember this one also guys, this is also very important guys, okay. So there is one more question, is similar question as before, like which radar is good for open sea and bad weather. I think you understand that one, that guys, S band radar is good for open sea and bad weather, and because of I already explained before also guys, because of this is the less effect of rain, fog, snow and heavy storm also less effect, and attenuation also less because of the wavelength is larger. So that's why guys, this S band radar is good for stormy weather also, okay. Remember this one also guys. Guys, there is some more question, this is also similar question, that is which radar is good for a target in 3 mile range and which radar is good for a target in 8 mile range. Guys, I think you understand this one. Your X band is for close range navigation, so that 3-mile target is good for X band, and that 8-mile range target is good for S band radar. You understand this one, guys? And guys, you know that is because of after that also you have to explain some more. That is, guys, that S band is good for the long range navigation in bad weather also, and but the X band is also can detect, is good also, but in good weather, not in bad weather. Maybe in bad weather it can have more attenuation, so that's why that 8-mile range target is not good for X band radar. Okay, guys, but in 3-mile range it may show the clutter also, but still X band use is good. Means we can use the X band radar to detect the small range target. Actually, guys, this like this way you can explain. If you explain like this way is good, guys. Also, you know that in heavy weather, if it is 8-mile range target, then S band radar is more effective, more reliable, because of the better penetration through the rain and fog. Because of this S band radar, the attenuation is also less, so that is also good for the long range navigation, and this X band is good for the close range navigation. So in this logic you can say, sir, X band is good for 3-mile and S band is good for 8-mile, and if you explain a little bit, an examiner will be happy, I think so. Okay, guys. Guys, you have Sire on board ship, and Sire work with the X band radar, you know that. So inspector sometimes asked that, okay, how Sire work? So guys, Sire work with the sweeping frequency, and it work with the X band radar, 9.3 gigahertz frequency radar. And guys, you know that if your radar height is higher, and if you that in survival craft, if you put the Sire in as much as higher you put, then your range will be more. Okay, but it can be more, guys, if it is higher altitude. If you put in higher altitude, means higher position. Okay, so if the vessels, if any vessels, the radar antenna height is more higher, then also it can detect some more range. Okay, remember, guys, this also the logic of Sire range, how it can, means how much range Sire can detect, means how much range you can detect the Sire. Like that way you can explain also if anybody asks you. And guys, you know that if the survival craft Sire is open, that time you can see here on your radar screen 12 dots. Okay, 12 dots, and each dot interval distance is 0.64 nautical mile. Okay, and guys, the innermost dot is the Sire position, remember, guys. Okay, so the innermost dot is the Sire position, and when it will come around 1 mile range, then you will see the arc, you will see the arc. Okay, and guys, if it is coming less than 1 mile range, that time you will see the concentric circle on your radar. Okay, so like that way the Sire work. And guys, the inspector might ask you also in exam also, you have to know that why this concentric circle is coming, because of, guys, the side lobe echo. This is because of side lobe echo. Okay, so that time the also in exam also the examiner asks, okay, then how you will understand then in concentric circle which position is the Sire position, how you will understand. That time you can say, sir, I can retune, and also I will go back my reciprocal course also, means I will go more than 1 mile range from this Sire position, and also after that I will see the arc. Also after, if I go more range, I will see the dot. So means the dot is the Sire position. And guys, also guys, when you are approaching to the Sire, means distress craft, distress position, means that Sire position, you first time you see the dot, correct? So you are approaching towards that, so you always note down that position, remember, because of, guys, when you approach around 1 mile range, that dot will be arc. Okay, and when you will around less than 1 mile range, that time it will become concentric circle. So remember this one, guys. Okay, So that's why you have to understand this one, and like this way you can confirm the surge or distress position. Okay guys, remember this one also guys.